Look at this classic French look. I'm going to show you a couple ways how to do it today. Welcome everyone to Nails by Mish. So today we're going to do that classic pink and white French look, but I'm going to show you what my nails look like right now. I built a deck while having these nails. They were square and then I rounded them off because I kept picking at things and I was fucking up the corners. Sorry for swearing, YouTube. And so they're super grown out now. I just filed them because I like them more rounded, and now I'm just gonna remove them. So this is that previous look in one of my last videos, which is a neon snake print. I'm gonna use this bit. It is a 5-way bit, carbon bit from Melody Susie. And so I'm just taking off that layer of product. I have clear gel underneath, so that's not my natural nail underneath. I'm being also very, very careful to leave some product on the nail because I am just filling them. So now I'm going to go into the prep portion where I am just going to remove any dead skin on the cuticles. I'm only showing you basically one finger. So this is my thumb, taking all that extra skin. I always find the thumb scraping out those corners is the most satisfying thing ever. And I do use cuticle remover. It is by Blue Cross, and you can find it on Amazon or at Sally Beauty Supply. And just cleaning underneath the nail there because it was a little bit dirty. And then I am going to go in and go over the nail plate a bit with this little bit. This is also from Melody Susie. It's only got little ridges on it. It's not a diamond bit or anything. This bit is super safe to touch the natural nail, but you're really only trying to just get some of that dead skin off the nail plate. You don't want to be going over it continuously, and you can go over the skin a little bit. So I'm just going to remove any additional cuticle that is sticking out. There is not a lot on my nails, but I also like to over trim my cuticle, as I mentioned before in other videos. But I'm just getting in there and just removing any excess dead skin, and then just gonna buff over with this little ball bit. I'm probably gonna get a bigger ball bit at some point in the future, but this one does the trick for now. Just smoothing over that skin so it looks nice and even. And you always want to switch directions when you are using cuticle bits. So you want to go one direction one way and then the other direction the other way. And you can kind of feel which way is the correct way. And I'm just going to prep. This is a 180 grit sanding band. This is also Melody Susie, purchased on Amazon. I will be linking this stuff below. I'm going to try and find some US links because I noticed that there's a lot of viewers here from the United States. There's some from the UK don't have a UK Amazon account, so but I will send a US one. So prep is done. You can see there's no surface shine on the nails. It's all you need to do is just get rid of the surface shine when you're prepping and when you're using the GelBottle products. You don't need to file your nails a ton. Really, it's just a little tiny bit, just to get that surface shine off, to get a nice surface for the product to stick. So we've got the 2-in-1 base coat, and just applying a very thin coat. It is a very thin gel as well, so you really just need a thin layer. And then clear, which is not a soak-off gel, so just be mindful of that, but you do need the base coat applied first before you apply this one. It is in the instructions when you purchase it on their website. For their other hard gels that aren't in a bottle, like the gel pot, they don't require a base coat. So you can just go ahead and apply those directly to the nail, or you can use a base coat. It literally doesn't matter. So for the clear, I'm going to apply a thin layer, which is called your wetting layer. It's not cured. And then I'm going to apply a thicker bead and just kind of start it in the middle near the cuticle and walk the product down the nail, basically placing the bulk of the product in the middle, center of the nail, a little bit back, kind of like back third-ish area, and then it kind of like fades downward, kind of like a dolphin head. Like that's kind of how Nail Career Education describes it. And then I'm just going to make sure there's no like lumps and bumps in it. And we always look at the line of light. So when I flip my nail over, you can see that line of light is perfect. There's no lumps and bumps. And then you cure it. Look at that. So today, since I'm not using like a pink base coat, I'm going to start with fluffy cotton because I want like a milky pink base before I put on my my French manicure, or you could leave it clear. It's literally up to you. I just like to have like a base color, and I wanted it to be darker than lighter, than my nails, and more solid. So the fluffy cotton color, which is like a creamy, like transparent cream color, but it's like closer to white. It's beautiful. I love this one, and I'm just trying to like get it as even as possible and not so streaky. And then at some point, honestly, if you just like let it go, it will start to like self-level a little bit on its own, and the streaks will go away. Like on my other fingers, I've already applied it. It's still wet, and then you can just see it just kind of like flows on its own. So now we're going to go in with Marshmallow, which is like a transparent pink color. It's kind of like a transparent pink teddy, but like in a gel polish. That's what I can relate it to the most. And I'm just doing one thin coat of this because it makes it just like a milky pink color. And that was the kind of look I was going for. And then I'll cure that. And as you can see, they all look kind of like milky pink. And now we're going to come in with Daisy. So right now I'm going to show you both methods in one video. So I'm going to paint with my Nail Queen Studio brush. This is the 10mm brush, and I'm going to use a jelly stamper on another finger. So this was like kind of like one of my first times doing it with the jelly stamper, and they both took around the same amount of time the first time, but then I got faster with the jelly stamper. So you want to just like press your nail into the jelly stamper, and if you're painting by hand, you're just painting it by hand, and I just kind of build up the thickness as I go and go as deep as I want to go. But with the jelly stamper, you want to start with the fingernail at the edge of the color so that it doesn't go underneath the nail, and then you want to like press it forward and in so that it climbs up the nail. It can be a little bit messy, or you just don't have to apply the color that far up, and then you can use your nail brush to work the product in as deep as you want it into the sidewall and just bring it curved down. So honestly, the jelly stamper I find is more even in coverage than painting it, because sometimes when you're painting it, it can get like a little bit streaky and have like unevenness in some areas, whereas when I use the stamper, it was just super easy. And the stamper I purchased on Amazon, there was a 4-pack for like $11 or $12 Canadian, so really good value for what you get. You have multiple, so if you break one or damage one, you have others on hand, right? You can always replace the little jelly part on the inside of it. So now I'm just gonna like clean up the sidewalls on both of them, and that is it. Like, it's not super difficult. You just want to like have a steady hand, and you want to just make sure when you get into the corners of the nail that you're really making the product come to a point, right? You want it to flow nice, look really natural, and you can see they both look very similar, to be honest. So I'm just going to show you one more time with just the jelly stamper on my thumb, and you can see I don't get it as messy this time because this is like, so I start right at the edge of the color and kind of like push the nail in and then kind of like squish it from side to side to get that nice curve that I want. And I don't actually end up hitting the skin really, which is nice because then it's easy cleanup. And then you just want to swoop the product that's already on the nail. You don't really need to add much to your brush. If it's a little bit wet, that's perfect. And then you kind of want to like angle your finger in the right way and then bring the product upward and honestly, like, try and like merge those like corners there. As you can see, there's like a little corner there that needs to flow better and more of like a curve. That's really all you end up doing, because most of it is already created with the jelly stamper, which I love. So you can do it with multiple different lengths of nails. It's just that when you do a square nail or a nail that has a pointy corner, you can poke a hole into the jelly stamper, just so you know. So I already did that with like a fake nail that I was practicing on. So just bear that in mind. I am top coating these now because they are completed. I did end up doing 2 coats of top coat, which I didn't film both of them, but just because I wanted to make sure that these were nice and sealed in at the edges, and that they weren't too lumpy and bumpy from the the product being placed on. So this was a video by request from someone, so if you are that person, I really hope you enjoyed the video, and please like and subscribe, because I want to keep making more content for you, and by supporting my channel, by subscribing and liking it, you really keep me going. So if you have any questions about nails, how to do them, or if there's any video requests you want to make, just let me know in the comments, because that's what I'm here for, or you can follow me on Instagram and ask me there. Thank you so much. Have a good one.